Morning people, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Buy Vlog series. So last time it was obviously a bit more of a joint team effort from me and Liv. This one is going to be more about a day in the life of myself. Since I've started working with Patrick, I'm going to run you through a full day of eating. We're going to take you to the gym with us. I think we're going to be training arms today. I need to double check my schedule because it's a little bit all over the place since I've started. Obviously my new training split here. So I want to run you through obviously a full day. It's not going to be the most exciting, so just bear with me on that one. But this is the reality of living like a bodybuilder and sort of an online coach trying to buy. So obviously it's going to take you through my morning routine, what I do sort of throughout the morning prior to cardio, prior to getting check-ins done and that kind of thing, and take you through each meal of the day. Other things that we're going to be covering as well, so there will be a little bit about obviously our journeys moving forward on a personal level. So obviously we speak a lot about coaching and stuff on Instagram, sort of like, sort of how our clients are getting on, but we want to use this time to sort of, demonstrate how we are sort of progressing ourselves, what goals we've got coming up, and obviously how the next sort of year is going to pan out in terms of our own bodybuilding journeys. So obviously Liv has got the announcement of obviously she's got a new coach, so that will be coming soon. And also I'm going to talk a little bit about my goals moving forward with Patrick and obviously how I am gunning to be a 212 pro. I know I've still got a lot of size to build, a lot of improvements to make, but I'm going to take you through the journey and hopefully document how we are going to make them improvements. Because right now, I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling amazing, other than being 5:30 in the morning, just getting out of bed. But I'm feeling amazing in myself, food's going down great, training's going amazing, so I just need to keep in this nice roll that we've got going. So very, very happy. So I'm going to take you through the day, get started, and then we'll go from there. Because you don't want to see it all. But in essence, what I love to do when I get up is I will always weigh myself to start with. So that is priority number one, and then I'm going to make my morning ritual drink. So I get 10 grams of essential amino acids, I get 10 grams of glutamine, half a squeezed lemon, and then I put it in like about 1.5 litres of water, just to get really hydrated before the day. I used to love starting with coffee, but as the saying goes, hydrate before you caffeinate people. So morning health drink is the sort of number one after I've weighed myself. And then after about sort of half an hour, I'll then sort of take my fasted blood sugar. So before I do that, I won't actually drink this shake, I'll just drink the water alone, just to regulate my blood sugar a little bit more so I get a truer representation. So I will actually talk, fridge always. Anyway, so what I always do as well is I actually take my fasted blood sugars using a kit like this. So I'll take you through how to do that because I've only just got up to the best way to usually do this is after about half an hour, just to let your blood sugars regulate, get some 500 ml of water down you, and then we'll test our fasted blood glucose, which is something that Patrick has got me doing most mornings at the minute, just to sort of start taking an average and see how it improves over the coming weeks, because that was one of the things we're looking at improving before we start increasing the food. So once this has been done, what did I say up to now? I've said weigh myself, hydration shake, and then it's starting to get into check-ins. So I'll run through about 10 to 15 check-ins when I wake up in the morning. Then I'll go and do some cardio, and then I'll come back from about 2 of check-ins. So yeah, I will fast forward the routine and keep you guys updated. £206, and by the way, this app is a lifesaver. If you actually get Bluetooth scales, always sync it to your phone, because I'm forever forgetting my body weight. So all clients, if you get the body weight every single week in check-in, make sure you get a Bluetooth scale, game changer. So £206, when I actually landed in Dubai, I was £212. So this heat is making me lose weight, and my food has literally doubled since. So I actually lost 10 pounds initially when I got to Dubai, because I was just out of routine and I was just not having the same level of meals that I normally would do, and I think the heat was just taking it out of me. So since then I've put on 4 pounds, so I'm still 6 pounds down since when I got down, but I think the overall look has been better actually, to be fair. So Patrick's happy, but we are going to continue to push up. But bearing in mind when my weight is, and I'm going to be checking in tomorrow, I can probably see another food increase coming. Yes, we are back. So, first round of check-ins has been done. So, now it's time to take blood sugars before we go down and get some cardio blood. So, Patrick is a massive believer in, obviously, blood sugars. And it's one of the first things he asked me to send him over along with my initial application. So, before I sort of, tell you how to do the blood sugars, I want to run through, what is the importance of doing them? Why would we bother? So, obviously, doing your blood sugars will give us a gauge of how insulin sensitive we are. And that is basically how much carbohydrates can we actually properly utilise, how much carbs are we utilising and how much we're storing in body fat. Obviously it doesn't give you the exact proportions, ratios, but it gives us a good indication. If our blood sugars are nice and low in the morning and we're nice and insulin sensitive, then naturally we're going to be utilising a lot more carbohydrate. And obviously type 2 diabetes is obviously massively related to high blood sugars, and that's what type 2 diabetes is. And obviously people are overweight, so that will start to create a level of insulin resistance, and that's when our body starts to have to over-secrete insulin because we don't have any sensitivity to it. So it's obviously a really good gauge. So anecdotally, how does that apply to me right now? So obviously I'm beginning my push-up phase. So I came to Patrick and my blood sugars weren't in a great place, even though I was quite lean, because typically when you're leaner, your fasted blood sugars will be lower. So pre-contest, you'll be almost hypo in the mornings after cardio. So obviously before we start pushing food, it's so important that we actually have a position or a starting position that is nice and low. So when we start to build the food up, we know it's being put to good use, and we're not just throwing extra calories in and thinking, it might not be put to good use. So it's a really good way of gauging. And obviously as an off-season phase progresses, if you can continuously take some blood glucose, it doesn't have to be every morning, but maybe once, twice a week. Only takes 2 minutes. It gives us an average, and you can plot that on a graph, and you can see if your blood sugars start to go up over the period of off season, you come to a point where you start to become a little bit insulin resistant, and we know at that point it's right, okay, this is probably the point where we don't want to push past, and that's when we do a pullback phase or a mini diet. So it can kind of translate. So obviously our body composition can tell us when to diet, but also our blood sugars can as well. So sometimes your body might be operating differently than how you look, so it's good to sort of marry them two things up. So in terms of blood sugars, all you need is a blood sugar monitor. I actually use this AccuCheck one back in the UK, but I've got no batteries for it here. So Liv has been to the rescue, and she has got me this one. So all you do is prick your finger, and then you put the blood on a strip, and then you put it into the machine and it tests you. So typically what we're looking for is, I was in the sort of high 5s, low 6s, which isn't great whatsoever. Since working with Patrick, a few manipulations to supplementation, GDA usage, metformin usage, and that's not just to be taken by anyone, but just obviously something that we can use, and sort of manipulations to nutrient timing, so a lot more carbohydrates around the workout, no carbohydrates before bed, just the way he set up the diet, and also actually manipulation of training volume as well. So it's quite intricate, the detail that he's gone into, but it makes complete sense of how my body is now sort of becoming a furnace to carbohydrates. And in all honesty, Liv will know this, won't you, Liv? I'm usually moan about food when I'm eating, moan my arse off, but considering the amount of food that I'm eating, I've never stayed so lean and stayed so hungry. So something is definitely working. So just pop the strip in here, and then we go from there. So just prick your finger. It doesn't hurt for people if it does. Not the most pleasant thing in the morning, like, don't get me wrong, but it's not that bad. So just put it on the strip. And it literally takes 5 seconds to do your reading, and then we get a good indication. I'll just log that in the phone, note some averages down, and then know where I'm up to. So 5.2 is my blood sugar this morning, which isn't bad, to be quite honest with you. It's not bad at all. So I can kind of take that. Again, I want it to be sort of in the high 4s if possible, but it is slowly coming down even though we're putting more food in. I think that's because of the manipulations we are making. So I'm kind of happy with that because it has come down since I started working with him. So it's going in the right direction, even though we've got more food, which is kind of Irish, if you like. So yeah, that's how you monitor blood sugars. And like I said, I do it a couple of times, just to monitor sensitivity. Another good time to take it as well is sort of after meals, so you can kind of, once you have a meal, naturally your body will convert the carbohydrates to glucose, your blood sugars will elevate, and then obviously your blood glucose monitor would increase. So maybe after 2 hours after a meal, you should be reassessing what your blood sugars are, because that will mean, like, if your blood sugars are in 2 hours are dropping back down, that means your body disposes of the glucose quite effectively. Obviously, we use Trained by JP Ensure, which is a massively good product, obviously sort of assisting with this sort of GDA-like effect, so obviously the partition of glucose and actually assisting with dropping the blood sugar. So when carbohydrates are high, I would definitely invest in that. And also a disclaimer as well, before Robbie kills me, I was using Grunt this morning and I was using Applied Nutrition Glutamine. Sorry Robbie, your order's not here yet from Full Bore, so what can I do? But yeah, Full Bore Sports order is on order. 4 weeks ago, it's been held up at customs. It's been an absolute nightmare, to say the least, because I am dying about supplements, and I'm not going to lie, it's expensive out here. So later on, we'll probably take you to Medex as well, which is a supplement shop that we've been using until our Full Bore Sports order arrived. In all honesty, it's very, very good, but obviously, it's quite overpriced. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into my normal supplements, because we all know Strong, Conti, JP are my favourite supplements to use. So it is 6:30 AM and we're down to do our morning cardio. So, God, I can't hear myself think with these beats on. That's a little bit better. So 30 minutes cardio every day fasted right now. As I spoke about in the previous vlog, I just like to get fasted cardio done. Keeps me in a really, really nice routine. Helps me keep appetite nice and high, especially in an off season when I struggle with eating. Right now I don't, but you'll probably see in later vlogs like I become a little bitch when it comes to food, so it helps keep my appetite nice and high, keeps me nice and lean, and just puts me in a good state of routine. So just 30 minutes steady state. It's quite a good time as well, just to sort of like plan out some content for the day, plan your day ahead. So we'll get the 30 minutes done. We'll then go up, have meal 1, prep the meals for the day, and then we'll take you through the day as it goes. From our technical malfunction. We're all live, there's no gas leak, and we're living Airbnb problems here. So in the meantime, I have prepped the rest of meal 1. So as you can see, I've got a whey paste here with blueberries in it. I haven't actually done this for ages since prep. It's like a bit of a prep hack. So just put your whey iso, mix it in, and then pour it with blueberries. Whey iso is always my go-to. I always recommend to clients as well, because it's just obviously more of a sort of refined sort of whey, and it actually just digests so much better with it being lactose free, lower in sugar, lower in fats and stuff. So if you have digestive issues with whey, I would always recommend like a whey iso. And this one in particular is actually half hydrolyzed whey. So that's even more like obviously broken down obviously through the hydrolysis process. So that sits with me so well. I think the ISO 100 is just an amazing product. Like I said, I would usually run you through my health supplements in the morning, but I don't have any because we're Full Bore Sports order here. So if you can imagine, I'm having a multivitamin, a fish oil, I'm having Strong Support Max, and then I'd also be having my reds and greens powder. But I don't have any of it, so apologies. Maybe next time, hopefully next time anyway. So yeah, we've got 1 whole egg fried with the gas that finally worked, 100 grams of cream rice with cinnamon, and then 40 grams of weight berries. So I'm going to go and have this. Obviously Liv is then going to pick up. I don't know if she's going to take you through a breakfast or not, but she's then going to take you through how easy it is to meal prep bulk meals for the start of the day. So yeah, I can't wait to inhale this green rice. After cardio I'm always starving, the exact reason why I get it.
Hello vlog, I feel like I've not been in the vlog yet. I have just been doing a bit of work, cardio, and I've just put the meal prep on for today. So we usually meal prep in the mornings. I actually used to do this before work anyway, so even when I worked full time I used to get up like half an hour early just so I could put my meals in. I tend to eat the same things at every meal. I'm just a little bit boring like that. You know, I'll just sort of bulk cook chicken in the morning. I might have a wrap or, you know, rice and things like things that don't take long at all to make. I usually do it in the morning. So I've just put loads of chicken, loads of rice on, because that's generally what we eat in a day. And then once they're all cooked, I'll then portion them out. So I would always recommend, if you are going to meal prep, make sure that you are weighing everything out when it's raw, and then just cooking it all, weighing it out again when it's all cooked, and then split it into portions. Because if you cook things when things are a cooked weight, everything will just change based on how long you cook it for. If you leave it in the oven a little bit longer, if you put too much water in your rice, like the differences in weight will change. So always weigh everything raw. And I'm just out on the balcony now, so I just thought I'd show you the view that we have. So let me just turn you around. So this bit's quite nice. Nice. And then scaffolding. And workers. And literally all this area is literally just like a building site. Where we are in JVC is pretty much all being built. Like pretty much half of Dubai is just being built. But this area of JVC where we actually are is like just literally throwing places up. So it's always really busy, full of workers, it's always really noisy. It's not really the Dubai that you kind of think of. But I'm pretty sure this area where we are now is like really up and coming. So give it like probably a couple of years and everything will be built, and it'll probably be really nice. But yeah, I am literally just going to finish off meal prep. Got a bit of work to do, and I don't even know the plan for the rest of the day. I might try and get out in the sun because I never ever get to do that. So maybe that's a plan for today. Okay, so rice is cooked. And I just wanted to show you how I portion things out, because a lot of people do ask me how to do it, obviously when it's cooked, and it is literally just simple maths. Well, it's simple once you know how to do it. So, scales. So you want to weigh out, obviously, the cooked weight. We know that we did 350 raw weight. The great thing about the rice cooker is that you don't need to like keep, you know, if you were doing rice on the hob, you'd obviously stand there and stir it. With the rice cooker, it just turns off when it's done, and then it just keeps it warm. So you can literally just keep it in there all day if you wanted to, and it just keep it warm for you. So you always get jasmine rice as well. I just think it tastes nice. The consistency is nice. So it is 1,087. That's not my phone.
Quick maths, 1,087 divided by 35. But you can't do that, can you?
No, I can't do that in my head. Can you?
No. Although she calls me autistic, I'm still not that good.
So it's 31.05.
So it's 31 grams is equal to 10 gram of raw weight. So all you then do is that I need 100 grams, so you just times that amount by 10. And
I need 50, so times by 5. 155, so my portion is 155, and then I'll double it for Joe, and that is literally how you do it. So I always say find 10 grams, because if you've got like 60 grams of rice or 70 grams of rice, you may not be able to work it out if you find 100 grams. So find 10, then just times it by 6 or 2 or whatever it is, and that is literally it.
So, and by the way, this is my meal too, whilst we're cooking. So, literally 200 grams of beef mince, and then I'll do 100 grams of dry weight rice, which is about 300 like we just said. So, simple as that, meal 2 going down now. I've got one more meal, which will be my pre-workout meal, and then we're going to go and train. I said we're going to do back and triceps today. but I actually train back early in the week. My schedule's a little bit mixed up at the minute just because of moving and fucking days. So I'm going to give myself a treat today. I'm going to do a cheeky arm session, so that's what I'm going to do.
Meals prepped, will add sort of condiments and oils at the time and then reheat them, but that is pretty much us done for the day.
A nice and simple pre-workout meal, another 100 grams of dry weight rice, 200 grams of chicken, uncooked weight, and then 10 ml of olive oil. So what I am going to say as well is I do have a pre-workout shake, which is carbs, EAAs, and a creatine. So when I take that, I will take you through it. But first of all, we are going to talk through in a second, as soon as we've eaten this, about our new coaches and our journeys moving forward in terms of our personal bodybuilding life. So pre-workout meal has gone down. I'm having a cheeky bit of pre-workout with a Nicky Rush.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg.
We're honestly addicted, aren't we? But no, we wanted to speak to you about our new coaches because we've touched on it previously. I've done a post last week and sort of announced who I'm now working with, who is Patrick Tuor, but Liv has not formally announced who her new coach is. So I'm going to hand it over to Liv for her to announce who your new coach is.
So my new coach is Joe. Joe.
Yeah,
it's not that exciting.
A slight anticlimax, but no.
Yeah, so the reason for that is literally just because, well, it's for a few reasons. The main reason being obviously that we're moving here. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to stick to something so regimented, and the fact that I've got Joe at my disposal here where we can be sort of instinctive with things, it just kind of made sense. I think obviously when, you know, the fact that you've seen me in off season, he's seen me in prep, he knows how my body responds to things. Like, he wasn't the main one pulling the strings in the last prep, but could literally see how it's all panned out and obviously come out the other end, and it just kind of made sense for me. And obviously I have complete trust in him, and I know that there's no one on this earth that would put more time and effort and wants me to succeed more than him, so it is almost like a no-brainer for me personally. My last coach was amazing, wouldn't be here like where I am now without them, so there's absolutely no bad blood there at all. It's more just time for a bit of a change, and that's kind of what we're doing. So the plan for me right now is dieting. So long story short, I think if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that my reverse out of my last show didn't go to plan. Well, it did go to plan, and then we came here on holiday, and literally within a week it was blown.
There's a restaurant called Catch 22.
That was my. It was literally my.
The Biscoff, what is it?
Kryptonite. Biscoff French toast. And if you haven't been, you need to go. But yeah, I literally just thought, you know what, I'm here for a week. I'm gonna eat what I want. So did that for a week, came back and was like, shit. It's shit. A few kilos, can we say, a few kilos up on the scale, and I was like, oh yeah, it's fine, it'll come back down, and it just never did. My body kind of was super stressed, super
It was a lesson learned, and it's a lesson that we all make post.
Yeah, I mean, it's progress from like when I competed in 2017, like I would literally binge, and like I'm nothing like that now. It literally was that 1 week ruined it all, and for whatever reason my body just, you know, we tried to mini cut afterwards, it just wasn't responsive. So for a while now my body's been at like a higher body fat, still on little to no food, and just not productive at all, and I know that people will say, right, well, you need to have high body fat in off season to gain muscle, and I think yes, I 100% agree, but where I was,
when you look at it relative to where her calories were, it just didn't align. So it was like the only option we had was to be like, right, we're gonna have to just commit to a diet phase, and you know, now we're in Dubai, it's like we've already pulled off a couple of kilos even in the first like couple of weeks whilst we're here. So a few manipulations to diet, actually just looking at like stuff like Liv's fasted blood sugars and stuff, we knew like her insulin sensitivity was kind of out, so consolidating it down to like 5 meals and giving her a little bit of time fasting in the morning and prior to bed, changing up the food sources, a lot cleaner, putting her on more cardio as well to help sort of just that sensitivity and running her flat, because I know from last prep she did operate a lot better when she was flat, and she looked better, performed better. better. So like I said, just taking some of the stuff that we learned from last prep and instilling it now. So we're going to do a photo shoot, and there's no better time to do it, is there now, than now you're here.
It was like, I could just do a mini cut for 6 weeks and just pull a few kilos off, but again, I still think I'd be running into the issues of gaining too much body fat too fast, and I am the type of body that will gain body fat. Doesn't matter like how hard I train, doesn't matter how much I stick to a diet. It was the same last off season, it will be the same again now, so I just feel like committing to a diet phase, getting myself as lean as I can without pushing the boundaries of a prep, just like photo shoot lean, I think for me is just the best thing for my head and my overall progression. It means that I push the show that I wanted to do next year later, but I think overall, just for my own sanity, it's just what I need right now.
So we're going to get a few kilo above stage weight, and then we'll reverse it back out a lot more gradually, a lot more meticulously, and make that next off season and learn from the lessons. And that's all bodybuilding is, learning from our mistakes. So
I will be documenting my diet phase on here. It's going to be a little bit different to how prep was. We're going to navigate social occasions, so hopefully I'll show you how to diet and still be able to go out as well. I'll give you all my tips and tricks, because food will probably get low because that is just the way it is, but I will be documenting it all on here.
Yeah, so in terms of myself, I don't want to elaborate too much because I have announced that I am working with Patrick Tuor, and it makes me very, very excited because, let's be honest, like when you are in direct contact with a coach that is literally, I would genuinely say he's probably the best coach on the planet. He's within the top 3 anyway for me, especially from a science-backed perspective, and that's what I sort of like and sort of buy into. And obviously, for me, yes, it's expensive, but it's an investment not only for my own bodybuilding career, but for my whole knowledge base, and obviously clients moving forward. And already in the first few weeks, I've learned so much, so much from that, and from the outset, he put so much time into me. Give me a phone call about talking through my bloods, like a 40-minute phone call. Then we sort of, I know the plans are so bespoke to me, and already, I'm responding so well. The diet suits me great, the training is, and already, I just genuinely feel like a different person. I know it's
a different person.
Yeah, literally, I can actually eat. I couldn't eat, and I feel like he's actually solved it.
I could literally eat Joe under the table. Like last time we came here in November, I swear to God, we'd go to a restaurant, we'd buy a meal each, and I'd end up finishing his and have dessert, and he wouldn't have any.
Yeah, off-season problems. But I feel like I'm generally turned a corner. Whatever manipulations have been made, they're definitely working. So I think it's, I just need to carry on in this fashion. So yeah, this year won't be a competitive year for me. I've said to him, I'm going to commit working with him for at least 18 months. I think it'll be for the genuine few years ahead. And I think that's what you got to do with your coach. You've got to put the trust into them and just run with it, instead of jumping from coach to coach. Obviously I was working with Sass last time, an absolute fucking great guy, unbelievable bodybuilder, but we were friends prior to that, so the lines became a little bit blurred. I started to have a little bit too much input. I wasn't following some stuff, and that's it wasn't really working. So last prep was unbelievable. I got the best placings and the best physique I ever had. But this off season just wasn't going in the direction, and we kind of both came to a mutual agreement. And again, there's no bad blood there. So this time it's literally coach-client relationship. I don't talk to him at all, other than check in. I do as he says, and I'm literally a complete robot. So the goal is, to be a 212 IFBB pro. He believes I can do it. I believe I can do it, but I need a lot of tissue to grow there. Structurally, I am quite gifted, but in terms of putting on size, I'm not that gifted. So I've got probably 27 pounds of stage weight that I can actually put on, which is a hell of a lot of weight, especially on my frame and sort of my height. So is it going to be exciting? It's going to be exciting, but I know my downfall in the past is I can't eat for shit. So having someone's eye where knowing when to push, knowing when to pull back, and just keeping me in an off season, because that's my problem. I've never been able to stay in a calorie surplus for long enough to build that tissue that I need. need to, and that's why I feel like I've started to stall in terms of off-season progression. So hopefully, we get to new body weights, new levels of strength, and we're really going to make some serious traction. So that's sort of where we both are at. Obviously, I've got no sort of immediate goals. It's just get as big as I can. Liv will be doing a photo shoot, and then next year we're unsure. Like, obviously now we have the by residency, we don't actually have to do any pro qualifiers in the UK, so we can actually do them anywhere around Europe. But equally, I would like to do the Arnolds in the UK next year, so we'll sort of obviously keep you up to date with that and as we go through. But yeah, that is where we are both at from like a competitive standpoint, and obviously goals in our personal journey. But without further ado, we're going to make our intro workouts. So we're going to go to the gym, and I'm going to say I'm going to get arms up and get a session, but I am, but it's just arms because the split is a little bit hit and miss today. So arms isn't actually in my plan. It's not actually part of my sort of structure. But because of how the days have fallen with movement and stuff, like I trained back early this week, and things have been like doubling up and stuff. So instead of just training back again, because it's still a little bit sore, I'm just going to do an arm session. And arms is a weak point for me, so I don't mind doing them as and when I see fit. But yeah, next time we're going to get a professional videographer and get a little bit more of a hardcore session in. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to see you in the car on the way to the gym, and we'll talk you through our sessions. Back in the Lamborghini.
So we are just en route to the gym. Yesterday we actually had a massive win because we managed to get there without a sat nav. So we are learning.
She says we, but we wouldn't have if it was down to her.
No,
Liv's sense of direction is absolutely
my sense of direction is literally
diabolical.
Shocking. So I will definitely need a sat nav when I finally get behind the wheel. But
she's not getting behind the wheel.
I am. We're going to be sharing a car as well.
Sat there. You're not driving my car, no way. But we are on the way to the gym, and we are obviously going to be training. So a little bit of rundown in terms of more bodybuilding. I always drink an intra workout, but Patrick has got me doing half of my intra workout pre-workout and then half of it during the first half of my workout. So the kind of purpose of doing this is actually to load our blood with nutrients prior. So we have in this 500 millilitres of coconut water, so that's obviously more for your electrolytes. Really good source of potassium as well for pumps and stuff, obviously when you're sweating, and we're losing a lot of sort of water by sweat. And also what I've got in here is 20 grams of essential amino acids. We've got to have 5 grams of leucine in there to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, and then we've got 10 grams of creatine in there as well, and then we've got 40 grams of carb powder.
And coconut water.
I've already said coconut.
Have you?
Yeah, I've already said it first. So yeah, we have got the 40 grams of carb powder. I usually use cyclic dextrin, but I can only get my hands on a Vitago at the minute, so that is what I'm going with. And then post-workout, I have post-workout shakes, but I'll take you through after the session. So yeah, we will catch up with you when we get to the gym, but we are en route to Train SF, which is our favourite gym, I think. So everyone that comes to Dubai will always train at B1 because that's like the most popular one on Instagram, but I like Dubai bin train. It's a little bit more chilled, it's a little bit less pretentious, to be fair, and I really like the Atlantis kit in there. So for now we've got 3 months at Train, and I really do like the kit there. So yeah, that is where we're en route to, so I'll have a little show you around of the gym when we get there, as we write out our logbooks.
And can I just say, there is so many speed bumps over here, and they're not even like.
To hold that camera.
Yeah, I'm literally using 2 hands to hold the camera because they're like mountains. They are ridiculous.
It's a good delt warm up.
Oh my god! But yeah, we'll pick you up when we get to the gym.
Train, have a nice pan over the area, so we're just sat on the cafe upstairs. It is mega in there, so nice. very Dubai-esque. So just gonna map and log my session for today. So as I said, like I don't actually do like dedicated arm sessions, but even so, like I want to log what I'm planning on doing. Just because I always say, like when we're going into sessions, like you need to have some form of structure in what we're doing, like what movements we're gonna do, actually map out our session. So obviously all clients work from a plan, and obviously I work from a plan myself. But even like on a session that is a bit of an ad hoc session where I've not actually got it mapped out in my program, I will always just map it out here, just so I've got a good understanding of what I'm doing moving forward. So anyway, we're not going to actually take you through the session itself, just because the gym's really busy. I'm not carrying around the tripod and recording every set, because when I'm in the gym, like I'm training and I want to get in, put my headphones on and not record, and that's literally what it is, even when it's for YouTube. So when we're actually going to get a professional videographer, which will be one of the later episodes, we'll obviously do a full training session where we run you through each of the exercises, tell you why we're doing it, a little bit like we did for Full Ball Sports last time we did it. But when someone else is recording it, you don't think you can just get on with the sessions, just like I said. One tip I would always give people is occlusion bands. So anyone will know I've got like quite bad tendonitis in my forearm, but even so, even if you don't, I actually find using occlusion bands so effective. It's one of the things that has like actually helped bring my arms up recently. So actually occluding your arms, and I don't do occlusion training where it's just high rep stuff. I literally do my normal arm sessions, still with the heavy load, but I just like to keep the blood in the muscles, so it gives that really nice full effect. And I generally find that the arms are responding really, really well to that. So if you've not got some occlusion bands, give them a go. As tight as possible, and just making sure you put them here so it puts up your circulation. But yeah, inch workout ready, beats will be going on, so we will see you on the other side post-workout. Post-workout, so en route to Medex, which is our supplement shop before Full Ball gets our subs delivered, which hopefully will be very, very soon because it's costing a near fortune. But post-workout following arms, I mean the post-workout's the same every day to be fair. It is just 30 grams of hydrolyzed whey, and then I add 10 grams of glutamine to that. And then strangely, 15 minutes later, I have 30 grams of carb powder with a further 5 grams of creatine. So I haven't actually asked Patrick what the science is behind this, but thinking logically, I'm assuming that you want to get that instant amino acid spike sort of post-workout, hence the hydrolyzed whey that we use. So Dimetize is perfect for that. So obviously, speed bump where you live. Hydrolyzed whey to get that instantaneous amino spike, and obviously just flush the body with aminos, and then obviously following up with carbohydrates and creatine for that sort of insulinogenic spike. But because it's hydrolyzed whey anyway, you'll get some form of insulin spike anyway. I'm assuming that is the sort of basis behind it, but I'm not entirely sure, so that's my logical view. So we will catch up with you when we get to the supplement shop and have to take you around, because there are so many brands that are all Americanized and I absolutely love it, and all the flavour drops you could ever ask for. I'm hoping
I haven't actually been there before, so I'm excited. So it'll be my first time
teriyaki
too.
sauce, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Want some skinny sauce, want some flavour drops, all the diet hacks for me.
If I might switch, then your guy gon' see what a life gets like in A&E. Wow. Big back, thick thighs, now I'm mesmerized. Take a hit real quick and close your eyes. See me, I want you on my team, but don't go switching sides. Say you had a long day, well girl come right when I hit that tell me that's mine. Can't see you alone, cause you're way too fine. I can't see you alone, cause you're way too fine. If you're feeling lonely, hit my line. Don't do no love, can't make you mine. Got a mask and gloves and a 3.5, tryna roll it up till I hit the sky. Girl, I know it's tough, but please don't cry. Tell me what's been on your mind. I can't see you alone, cause you're way too fine. If you're feeling lonely, hit my line. Don't do no love, can't make you mine. Got a mask and gloves and a 3.5, tryna roll it up till I hit the sky. Girl, I know it's tough, but please don't cry. Tell me what's been on your mind.
So just to quickly show you what we got from Medex, we got some low-cal spray, cooking spray. We've got teriyaki zero, because we had teriyaki sauce on something the other day, so we thought we'd give it a go. I've not actually tried that before. 0 drops in nut nougat flavour. I've not actually tried these ones before, but I've been using the caramel ones in my oats. So if you don't use flavour drops in your oats, yogurt, coffee, you are missing out, so definitely try those. And then on the way home we actually ate these, and the macros aren't bad at all. They've got like 10 grams of protein in them, 11 carb and 3 fat. So yeah, that is literally what we got.
Meal number 5 going down. So this is my post-workout. So as you'll see, nothing too exciting yet again. This is the life of the bodybuilder, I guess. I think I try and make my clients' plans as exciting as possible, but when it comes to myself, like food is for function. I think anyone who's been doing this a long time, you just kind of get bored trying to make food fancy. So this is as simple it gets. Another 100 grams of jasmine rice, 200 grams of chicken, 80 grams of pineapple. I always like to sort of have this post-workout in the sort of post-workout area. And then extra Himalayan pink salt. So usually do extra pink salt both for my pre and post workout meals, just because I am sweating a lot now I'm in Dubai training. So yeah, just to restore the electrolytes. Meal number 6, made by the chef herself, Olivia Brownson. Thank you as always. So very simple meal again. 200 grams of chicken, and we've got 300 grams of sweet potato, and the magic. So this has took me so long to get, so I hope it's worth it. It is safflower oil. So Patrick is big on his balance of omega-3, omega-6 and omega-9 fatty acids, and safflower oil is very, very good in terms of the fat profile of it. So 10 mil is going over this. Had to get it delivered from Australia to get to Dubai, so it took a little bit longer than I thought anticipated. I've been using olive oil up to now, so hopefully now I add this in, it gets me extra massive. I used it about 3 days, and I've only used like a third of the bottle, so I better get some more on order from Australia. And then I'm going to give a go the teriyaki 0 cal sauce. I'm excited to give that a go. But yeah, 10 mil of oil to go over this. Bit of teriyaki on top, and then we've got a final meal to get down just before I head to bed. So 7 meals is a little bit difficult to get in, like that's why I have to get up at like 5:30 and start eating pretty soon. But yeah, 7 meals a day, well 6 whole meals, and then obviously the shakes around training that we've already shown. So yeah, gonna get this meal down me, get the final bit of work wrapped up. So usually in the evening it's like just sort of reviewing like form videos, getting any little bits and pieces, like obviously the check-ins that I've done through the day, just sort of general communication with the clients before I go to bed, because obviously we're 3 hours ahead. Like I know it's, what time is it now? 8:15, obviously it's 5:15, so people are finishing work, and obviously this is when my inbox goes quite mad. So I'll try and get back to as many people as I can, and then the rest of the people I'll just pick up early in the morning, so they wake up to messages. So yeah, get this meal down me, get the rest of the work done, and then we're going to watch a little bit of Peaky Blinders with a vape.
Whoa. Whoa.
So a roundup of today's full day of eating. It is 10 o'clock at night, and to be quite honest, I don't want this meal. Not that I'm not hungry, but I'm used to eating like oats and whey and nut butter pre-bed, something nice and sweet. But since working with Patrick, my last meal before bed every night is 300 ml of egg whites, which is around about 10 egg whites, and then 2 whole eggs. So I make it as exciting as I can. Do 10 egg whites fried, and then I add 2 whole eggs on the top with a bit of the OG, the sugar-free ketchup. So yeah, a nice sweet meal would be nice right now, but we stick to the plan. So a bit of a roundup of the day, so you can run through the day in itself. So Liv, please can you follow me through on this meal plan? So the morning started with 30 minutes cardio, and obviously 10 grams of amino acid, and also add glutamine to that. 40 grams of whey, 100 grams cream of rice, 1 whole egg and berries. Then we had 200 grams of beef mince with a bit of dolmio sauce and 100 grams of rice, or sometimes I do rice noodles as well. Then we did 200 grams chicken, 100 grams rice, 10 ml of olive oil for pre-workout, and then we did sort of these 2 shakes which were combined, the pre and the intra. So it was 20 grams of essential aminos, 5 grams of creatine, 500 ml of coconut water, and it was 40 grams of intra-workout carbs. Post-workout, 30 grams of hydrolyzed whey, and then 10 grams of glutamine, followed 15 minutes later with the carb powder and the creatine. Post-workout actual meal was again chicken, rice, 100 gram dry rice, 200 chicken, 60 gram pineapple, and then obviously my last meal before this was chicken and potato with 10 ml of safflower oil, and now the final meal of the day is the egg whites and the whole egg. So this is literally as exciting as it gets on our sort of normal training days. It literally is revolving around a morning routine, getting our efficiency of work done, because you've got to get a lot of work through the day. So this is my final day of work. So I usually do Monday through till Thursday, which is my check-in days, and then sort of over the weekend we'll do programs. So I had a consult call with a new client today to sign them up, and we'll get them set up ready to start on Sunday. So get all the plans done for Sunday, ready to start Monday. So this is exciting as it gets, but hopefully, you know, what people actually learn from this is like bodybuilding is all about consistency. Like it's not the most exciting and not the most glamorous, but like if you generally aspire to be like, you know, I'm not saying I'm at the top, but where I am, then you do need to get used to putting a lot of meals away during the day, a lot of calories, training hard, living in a very meticulous, regimented routine, and you've got to see, you know, some enjoyment from that. And I think it's all about enjoying the process, not just thinking about, oh, you know, how are you going to look on stage, but actually taking some enjoyment around, you know, the regimented lifestyle, because I think it's so key in where we're going to go with that. So obviously, thank you very, very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and all that sort of good stuff. Next week, I think Liv is going to bring you a little bit more of her vlog style stuff. What are you going to do next week, Liv?
Just day in the life of Liv.
Day in the life of Liv. So it might be a little bit more exciting. It's a bit less bodybuilder-like. But anyway, thank you again for watching, and we will catch you again next time.